In this video, the caregiver isn't sleeping because her wife is frequently up in the middle of the night. This is a challenge for many caregivers, and it's very important that they maintain their sleep. Lack of sleep can certainly make caregiving more difficult. Ray's wife wakes up and thinks it's morning in the middle of the night, and they've had many upsetting arguments about going back to sleep. It's common for people with dementia to get their days and nights mixed up. The caregiver is worried that her wife may leave the home in the middle of the night and wander and get lost. The clinician provides Ray with strategies to prevent wandering, a better understanding of her wife's disorientation with respect to time, and ways in which to ensure she is able to sleep. Ray learns new effective communication strategies, including avoiding logic and explanation, making a connection using eye contact, touch, and gentle reassurance.
So Ray, you've been telling me that your wife has been waking up in the middle of the night and you're really quite exhausted.
That's right.
It sounds like that's a really difficult thing for you to manage.
Makes everything more difficult.
Of course. I wonder if we could tell Debbie a little bit about an incident that's happened recently.
Sure, I'd really like to figure something out.
Terrific. We'll help you with that.
Okay. So lately, my wife, Sarah, has been waking up in the middle of the night, turning on the lights, rummaging around in her drawers, in closets. She's even gone out to the kitchen, and I've heard her moving things around in there. Mm-hmm. And she sort of announces that it's time to get ready for work and that I need to help her find her uniform.
Okay.
When I tell her that it's not time to get up, that it's the middle of the night, she becomes very insistent. And I've even taken her over to the window to show her, like, it's pitch black out, it's not time to get up yet.
So when you say she's insistent, is she saying something specific? Or?
Well, she's just very focused, and she just says, you know, I have to get ready for work. It's time now to get ready for work.
Oh, okay.
So I show her it's the middle of the night, not time to get up, but it doesn't seem to matter to her.
Okay.
And last week, after arguing with her back and forth about trying to get her back to bed and traipsing around after her, putting things away that she had pulled out, I snapped at her. I sort of yelled at her to just get back to bed and stop being so foolish.
Did she say anything at that point, or was she just looking at you?
She just looked at me. I could just see it in her face, and I felt terrible. Yeah. I never want to make her afraid of me, but I was so tired, and I just didn't know what to do.
So where were you when this incident happened?
We were out in the kitchen.
And what was she doing? I mean, you said that she was saying she was getting ready for work.
Yes,
so...
she was starting to fill the kettle up, I guess, to make some tea.
Okay, so that kind of stuff. Okay.
So how about we try it now, and you'll recreate it just the way it was that other night.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to have you both stand up.
Okay. We can say this is like the sink, maybe
Okay.
here, I guess, and yeah, we can just...
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sarah, you have to come back to bed. It's the middle of the night.
I've got to get ready for work.
Okay,
It's time.
You don't have to get ready for work. It's nighttime.
You need to help me find my uniform.
Okay, look outside. It's pitch black out there. It's not time to get ready for work.
Oh, it's time to get ready for work. I have to get my uniform.
Just come back to bed and stop being so foolish.
It's time to get ready for work.
Come on,
I'm going to get my lunch.
come on, Sarah.
Okay, let's time out there. So I forgot to tell you, I'll time out when I have a point where I'd like to coach you on something. You can time out as well if you're feeling overwhelmed or you have a question for me. So how did that feel? Was it like it was the other night?
I was a bit surprised. I didn't expect to feel the same way I did at home.
Sure.
I was very aggravated, shaky even. You know, I don't ever want to be cross with her, but I just worry so much about her getting out.
Okay, so you're worried about her leaving at night then. You know, that's a separate issue that we can talk about in a few minutes. Let's focus on this issue of her waking you up at night. Let's check in with Debbie, see how that felt from your perspective.
Well, when I was trying to make the tea and you brought me over to the window, I felt a little confused and ignored. And then when I asked for help looking for my uniform, and you were just saying, "Come on, come on," I felt scolded, actually. And then when you grabbed me to pull me away, I actually felt a little afraid. Yeah.
What's it like to hear that?
Not good. I guess I was worse than I thought.
I'm sure that if this has been happening often, you're exhausted. So I think it's a good thing that we're working on it now, so you'll have a plan. The next time it happens in the middle of the night, you're going to know what to do. Does that make sense?
I would like that.
Yeah. So it's actually extremely common for people with dementia to have this issue of getting up in the middle of the night. Dementia has changed how her brain is working, and that's one of the things that can change. So there are a few strategies we can use. With a situation like this, I think that the focus needs to be on trying to keep yourself calm, keeping her calm, and not arguing with her. Because you're not going to win an argument with someone who has dementia. Now, she believes it's daytime and it's time for her to go to work. So if you can connect with her with what she's doing, that's going to be a lot easier to redirect her. So for example, if she's getting ready for work or looking for her uniform, you can say, "You know what? I'll help you with that in the morning. Right now, let's get back to bed together."
I'm going to tell her I'm going to help her. There is no uniform. She hasn't worked for a long time.
That's right. Of course there isn't. We're not trying to fool her or confuse her. We're trying to calm her and make her feel comforted. In the morning, if she's still looking for her uniform, that's a time when you can possibly redirect her to something else to do. Does that make sense?
Well, as long as it won't be confusing for her.
I don't think so. I think it will actually be quite comforting for her.
Okay.
So Ray, I'd like you to try that again, and you're going to try some of those strategies we talked about.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just start exactly how we did before. I'll be making the tea, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Sarah, it's... You need to come back to bed.
Well, I have to find my uniform, and I have to get ready for work.
You're looking for your uniform.
Yes.
You know what? I can help you find your uniform in the morning. Okay? We'll go
Okay.
back to bed now?
Well, I have to get ready for work.
No, Sarah, no. No, you don't have to get ready for
Okay,
work.
I had a time out there. What was that like for you?
Well, it seemed to be working for a moment, but then, there was a pause, and I don't know.
It got frustrating again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think she heard what I was saying, but I don't think she got it.
Yeah, she didn't get it because someone with dementia isn't going to be able to be convinced out of a belief like that. From her perspective, it really is morning and she really does have to go to work. So arguing with her about it really isn't going to do any good. She's just not going to understand. So let's check in with Debbie, find out how it felt to her.
When you came in this time and you had a calmer tone and you said you were going to help me find my uniform, I felt comfortable, more comfortable than last time. When you said no, I just felt contradicted and confused again.
I didn't know what to do.
I saw you getting frustrated as well. So one of the things that I can suggest, first of all, your tone was lovely. You were much calmer. I saw you working at that. I thought it was also very helpful when you touched her gently to get her attention. So those are good things to keep in mind. One thing that you might try is just connecting with her emotions, acknowledging that she's very worried about something. She's very worried about going to work. And she might feel like she can count on you to support her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right, so focusing more on the feelings and less on the task.
Okay.
Okay? All right, Ray, so we're going to try this one more time, and you're going to try and use some of the strategies we've talked about.
Okay.
You ready?
I'll try.
Okay.
So we'll just start in the same place. I'm making the tea and we'll just go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Sarah, what are you doing up?
oh, I have to get ready for work and I'm going to have to find my uniform.
Ah, you want to get ready for work.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, find my uniform.
And find your uniform. Well, I'll tell you what. What about we get some sleep and I can help you find your uniform in the morning? Does that sound good?
Okay.
You know what? We can go get a drink of water.
Okay.
And then go to bed and I can help you in the morning. Let's go. Okay?
Okay, let's stop there. Time out. So how did that feel?
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
You know, I think I realized when we were doing it that Sarah gets an idea in her mind, and I'm not going to be able to change that.
That's exactly
But
right.
maybe I can change the direction.
That's
You know, I do that all the time during the day, and it works. But I guess at night I'm not thinking straight. I'm just too tired.
I think it's really important to keep that in mind, that you're really working very hard at this. Before we talk a little bit more about that, maybe we could get some feedback from Debbie about how that went.
Sure. Well, this time you repeated back the words that I had said. So I said, you know, I was getting ready for work, and you said, oh, you're getting ready for work, and I felt understood, and I felt well, validated, actually. And then when you you know, put your arm on me gently and led me away, I really wanted to go with you. Yeah.
Okay. So how does it feel to hear that?
Well, it felt so good not feeling angry or like I was trying to boss her around.
Why don't we come and have a seat and we can talk some more about it?
Okay.
So the connection is very important. The communication is very important. But I'm wondering about some other things that might help in terms of very practical things. What is she like during the day? Does she take naps?
She does seem to need a nap every afternoon. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's why she doesn't need so much sleep at night. But, you know, when she naps during the day, it gives me time to do things, you know, that I need to around the house, so that when she is awake, I can, you know, just spend time with her.
Right, right. So you don't want to give up that time for yourself
I
during
don't
the
know
day.
what to do about that.
Right. It might be time to get a little extra help, either at night, so a couple times a week so you can get some sleep, or maybe during the day so that either they do the tasks or you have time to do the tasks. So that's one idea. Yeah, maybe she's waking up because she's cold or she's hot or she needs to go to the bathroom. So all of those things you can look at. And you mentioned that she does take naps. That can really interfere with her sleep at night. So I'm going to suggest that she takes some walks, not too late at night, but during the day. Sunshine, actually, it's been shown that having some daylight can make a big difference to how the body is regulating day and night. So that's a really good thing if she can go out for a walk. You know, I want to come back to something that you did mention, though. You said you were worried about her leaving at night. Can you tell me why you're worried about that?
Well, last year, there was a time when she was out on her own, and she just got lost. She was out doing some groceries. And I worry if she gets out by herself, like especially in the middle of the night, I don't know what might happen.
Right, right. So there are a couple of ideas I have about that, too. Have you heard about the Medic Alert bracelet?
I have heard of that.
Yeah, so that might be something to look into. You can call your Alzheimer's Society to find out more information about that, to have some peace of mind that if she does go, then someone can call you. But in terms of making sure she doesn't leave, which is what you really want, you can certainly think about putting an alarm on the door or even a bell on the handle so that you do get woken up if the door opens at night. Do you think that might work?
That's, I would like to look into a bell for the door. I'm a light sleeper, and that worries me.
Right, so that might be a solution. Sometimes people change the position of the lock, or they disguise it a bit so it's not as easy to open the lock. But I have to say, you can't do that if you're leaving her alone in the house. It's just not safe. Someone has to be with her.
Right.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, give me a lot of things to think
A
about.
lot of things to think about. So what do you think you can take away from today?
Well, I'm going to try to remember all the things that you suggested and that we tried. I'm going to try to use a calmer tone of voice and just connect with Sarah about what she's worried about, like getting to work and finding her uniform. I'll try to reassure her that we can look together in the morning, and then redirect her and just try to get her back to bed calmly.
Sounds like you really got it. And I think that idea of communication is going to be really key in the middle of the night. And there are these other practical solutions you can try as well to make it a little easier for yourself.
I will be looking into some of those for sure.
Okay, good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you from all the staff at the Reitman Center.